Car companies love to show family road trips, but let's be honest, anyone with a family of 5 knows how annoying kids are. Not hating, just stating facts. By the time you reach the interstate, you start feeling like Chris Farley playing the bus driver in Billy Madison. By the time you've packed snacks, navigated "Are we there yet?" for the 100th time, and lost at least one shoe, you're ready to cry in the passenger seat. Enter Expedia. One tap, and you can reserve a hotel, flight, and rental car all at once. Boom. No more fighting over legroom or who gets the middle seat. Plus, if you're a One Key member, yep, it's free. Your package earns rewards. You can cash in later. Sweet, right? So, do yourself a favor. Take the stress out of travel and click the link below to book your next family getaway. Because life's too short to spend it yelling at your kids in traffic. Expedia, made to travel.
2 17-year-old girls. One survived the impossible. One vanished without a trace. Hello, I'm Kyle Fields, and welcome to another Uncovered Investigates podcast exclusive, where we dive deep to uncover the stories that haunt, inspire, and demand answers. In 1971, Juliane Koepcke survived a plane crash over the Peruvian rainforest. Injured, alone, and stranded, she faced the kind of odds most of us couldn't even imagine. Yet, through resilience, instinct, and sheer will, she made it out alive. Fast forward to May 15th, 2025. In Queensland, Australia, 17-year-old Phoebe Bishop was on her way to the airport. Her last known movements were mundane. A goodbye text here, a check-in with a friend there. But then, she disappeared. No accident reports, no sightings, just a string of unanswered questions that have left her family desperate and the community on edge. Today, we're exploring 2 girls, same age, different continents, separated by decades, but united by the fragility of life, the randomness of fate, and the stories they leave behind. July 24th, 1971. LANSA Flight 508 was en route from Lima to Pucallpa in Peru. On board were 92 passengers, including 17-year-old Juliane Koepcke, a student with dreams like any other teenager. As the flight passed over the Amazon rainforest, disaster struck. A massive thunderstorm enveloped the plane. Lightning hit. The plane broke apart mid-air. Passengers were thrown into chaos. Screams echoing, metal twisting, rain hammering down. Juliane was the only survivor. Injured and alone, she fell approximately 10,000 feet into the dense rainforest. Amazingly, she survived the fall. Her parachute seat harness likely saved her life. But the crash was only the beginning. Juliane faced the relentless jungle, predators, insects, torrential rivers, and a landscape that could swallow a person whole. With a broken collarbone and deep lacerations, she began a 10-day journey through the rainforest. She relied on her knowledge of nature, the faint traces of a path, and sheer instinct to navigate towards human habitation. Along the way, she avoided dangerous animals, forded rivers, and slept in the open, sometimes under makeshift shelters. The survival skills she had learned from her father, a biologist who had instilled in her a deep understanding of wildlife, became the difference between life and death. After 10 harrowing days, malnourished, bleeding, and exhausted, Juliane finally reached a small settlement. She was rescued, and her story immediately became legendary, a statement to human resilience and the power of will. Juliane's survival is almost cinematic. Against all odds, a combination of knowledge, instinct, and determination brought her back to life. She walked out of the jungle when everyone else on that plane didn't. And yet, this story of survival is only half of today's episode, because not every 17-year-old girl is so lucky. Juliane Koepcke survived the impossible. She faced the unimaginable and came out alive. But not every 17-year-old girl has that story. On May 15th, 2025, in Queensland, Australia, 17-year-old Phoebe Bishop set out for the airport. She had plans, messages to send, a life ahead of her. Her last known communications were text messages to friends and family, ordinary messages that now carry the weight of an eerie finality. One text indicated she was on her way. Another confirmed she had left her house. And then, silence. No sightings, no accidents reported, no sign of foul play on the surface. Just an absence that has left her loved ones desperate and investigators scrambling. Phoebe's disappearance stands in stark contrast to Juliane's survival. While one girl battled the elements and lived, another vanished without a trace, leaving only a trail of unanswered questions and mounting concern. Next, we'll explore Phoebe's last known movements, the timeline of that day, her messages, and the angles investigators are pursuing. We'll also reflect on what makes disappearances like hers so difficult to resolve. Because unlike a plane crash in the middle of a rainforest, a disappearance in a populated area can be both incredibly subtle and devastatingly complex.
So, your spouse thought it would be educational to plan a trip to the Grand Canyon. And you know what that means. A whole week of trying not to Homer Simpson your kids, because all you could get was a 2-bed hotel room. But what if I told you, you could take that educational vacation and have privacy too? With Vrbo, you can rent an entire house, spread out, lock a door when you need a break, and actually enjoy your family, most of the time. So go ahead. Book your next trip the smart way, because sometimes the best family memories happen when you each have your own space. Vrbo, your vacation, your way.
Phoebe Bishop was 17, full of life and heading out for what should have been an ordinary day. But on May 15th, 2025, things went terribly wrong. Her last known text messages provide a chilling snapshot of normalcy. Just a few short lines exchanged with friends and family, confirming she had already left home and was en route to the airport. Then, the messages stopped. Authorities quickly launched a search canvassing the route she was expected to take, reaching out to local transit authorities and checking surveillance footage where available. But nothing concrete surfaced. No sightings, no accidents, no definitive leads. Phoebe's disappearance is particularly concerning for several reasons. Number 1, timing and location. She vanished on a familiar route in broad daylight on her way to a busy airport. Number 2, the lack of evidence. Unlike cases where vehicle or belongings provide a clue, Phoebe's movements left no trace. Number 3, digital trail. Her phone went dark. her texts halted, leaving investigators only with fragments of the last moments anyone knew she existed outside her home. Witnesses in the area reported seeing someone matching her description, but the reports conflicted and ultimately led nowhere. The investigation remains active, with local authorities urging anyone with information to come forward. Unlike Juliane Koepcke, who survived a single catastrophic event, Phoebe's story is still unfolding. Every day that passes without answers compounds the uncertainty for her family and the community. Coming up later in the episode, we'll explore 3 main theories that investigators are considering, as well as our own analysis of what might have happened. But first, let's take a moment to imagine the weight of those final messages. The last tangible connection to a life that is now unaccounted for. Phoebe Bishop's disappearance is a chilling mystery, and investigators are exploring several possible scenarios. Here are 3 main theories being considered at this moment. Theory number 1, abduction by a stranger. Some believe Phoebe could have been targeted by a stranger. While no suspicious vehicles or individuals were definitively spotted, the possibility cannot be ruled out. In cases like this, perpetrators often rely on fleeting moments of opportunity, quiet streets, distracted pedestrians, or a brief lapse in awareness. Theory number 2, foul play by someone known. Another theory points to someone within her circle, an acquaintance, friend, or someone she trusted. The reasoning? Phoebe vanished without a struggle, left behind no vehicle or belongings, and disappeared in an area where she would have felt familiar and safe. Cases where victims are taken by someone they know often leave fewer physical traces, making investigations far more complex. Theory number 3, voluntary disappearance or running away. Though authorities consider it less likely given her age and circumstances, the possibility exists that Phoebe left voluntarily. Some teenagers attempt to escape family or personal pressures. I know I have before. Yet, her planned trip to the airport and recent communications suggested she had no intention of vanishing, making this theory less probable, but definitely not impossible. While we can speculate, the facts we do know are hauntingly consistent. Her last texts show normal behavior. She never arrived at the airport. Surveillance and witness reports have yielded no definitive sightings. Combining these facts with what we know about similar disappearances, it's clear Phoebe was likely taken or intercepted somewhere along her route. But the mystery remains unsolved, and every day that passes complicates the chances of discovering what really happened. Coming up in the next segment, we'll look at what's most likely based on evidence and context. And I'll share some reflections on how disappearances like Phoebe's contrast so starkly with stories of survival like Juliane Koepcke's.
Planning a trip is stressful. You find a hotel, then wonder if it has Wi-Fi, a pool, or heaven forbid, actual towels. Welcome to Hotels.com. One site, thousands of hotels all in one place. Find your perfect spot, book it in seconds, and maybe, just maybe, avoid the tragic no hot water at 7 a.m. moment. And yes, if you're a member, you can earn rewards every time you book. That's right. Book hotels, get points, cash them in later, and finally feel like you're winning at adulting. Hotels.com. Every stay a little easier.
Based on the timeline, the last known communications, and the circumstances surrounding Phoebe Bishop's disappearance, the most likely scenario is that she was intercepted or taken by someone she either knew or trusted. The lack of evidence for a struggle, the absence of her vehicle or belongings, and the sudden cessation of her text all suggest this was not a random accident. While we can't know for certain, and the investigation is still ongoing, it's important to highlight that cases like this, missing persons, particularly teenagers, require vigilance, community awareness, and immediate reporting of any leads, no matter how small they seem. If you or someone you know has any information about Phoebe Bishop, I urge you to please contact the Queensland Police at 131-444 for non-emergency crime reporting, or Crime Stoppers Queensland at 1-800-333-000. Every detail could make a difference. As we reflect on today's episode, it's impossible not to think about the stark contrast between YOO-lee-ah-nuh KERP-kuh's miraculous survival and Phoebe Bishop's ongoing disappearance. One girl fought through unimaginable odds to live, while another remains missing, leaving her family and community in a state of uncertainty. This is what makes stories like these so important. They remind us of the fragility of life, the resilience of the human spirit, and the responsibility we all share, whether as a family, a community, or a listener, to stay aware, stay compassionate, and to stay involved. Thank you so much for listening to this Uncovered Investigates podcast exclusive. Once again, I'm Kyle Fields. And remember to always stay alert, stay empathetic, and every voice, every tip, every action matters when it comes to finding those who are lost.